I remember to record. There we go. See, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Normally I just show up. What's up, Robert? Good morning. Absolutely a great name. Don't ask me how I know. I like your background. And we should have everything good there. Okay, almost done, guys, and then we'll actually get started. I had to figure out some technical difficulties, and I'm still admitting people in. So thank you for your patience. All right, let me get my little slideshow going too. I even got on early. I was like, I got this. Like, no worries. Hello, John. What's up? Glad you're here.
He's in school.
Said I'm here to make money and I still gotta go to school. I've actually done that.
That's fun.
Felicia, good to see you. One more second, guys. I'm gonna get that slideshow going and then we will get this going. So many tabs.
Switch to my computer.
All right. I think I got all the controls taken care of. Everybody should be muted as well. All right. Let me share my screen and we'll get this party started. Again, thank you guys for your patience as I am normally not the one who does. You guys know this. Normally me that does all this. There we go, John. Change the background. Nobody knows now. All right. Okay. We could see this. Okay, we did it. We made it, guys. And it only took me a couple extra minutes. So first, good morning, everybody who is here and those still coming in. Thank you for those who have your video on. Felicia, Robert, James, good to see you, buddy. Mer How do I say your name? Martina? Martina? I want to say it right, but I'm one of those people who's pretty fearless. I've butchered some names before, but I'm trying. All right, little icebreaker question, real quick, guys, just to get ourselves warm up. How many hours did you spend on your last transaction, just coordinating repairs, estimates, and even just chasing down Markina with a strong K? Fisa don't even ask, she said. Is it just me, or is it taking more and more time to get with contractors? You would think in the day and age of AI and like just how efficient things are becoming, but I swear it's actually harder than ever to reach like the contractors, the vendors that I need to reach. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. You guys tell me in the chat if that's you. But Faiza, so it sounds like you spent a lot of time coordinating. How about you, James? Robert, what about you guys? Dropping in the chat. Lynn says, yep, spending that time. Yeah. James said 90 minutes one way, five times. And oh my gosh. Grant, it's like they're just writing this for you, right? Set up. You guys are going to love today. All right. Well, let me first tell you who this is for. This is for all the agents who are spending hours, James, just driving back and forth to properties to get repairs, repair estimates, related items. I mean, and then you know what's crazy is when you get the estimate, but maybe it's not a good one, or maybe you need a second one. So you just have to repeat the process again. Oh my gosh, it drives me crazy. You get it. Yep. Or maybe you're tired of calling dozens of contractors trying to get those quotes. All right, yeah, I'm going to call the plumber. They may take forever to respond. I may have to call them 4 times just to get to someone. Then I need the estimate, right? I've gotten estimates for the wrong property before. I'm sorry, I'm not that person. Okay. Right. And then overall, this is for those who just want to save time and, if you can, make a little extra money on every transaction that you do. But as always, guys, we have commitments that we're making for being on this call. So, number one is video on. A lot of you guys are already doing that. Many of you know that's how we do it here. Video on. Grant and I are taking the time to bless you, serve you today, and we feed off of getting to see real people. It is nice. It is wonderful. It gives us energy. Number two is distractions off. You did not show up today just to be distracted. There's no way you did that. And then number three is participate. You're going to get the most out of this when you're responding in the chat, when you're answering the questions, when you're asking questions, when something's confusing. No question is too small. If there's something you need some clarity on, drop it in the chat. Grant and I will probably very likely get to it. Okay. And then the last one and most important one is go bless someone else today. Bonus points if they're a very difficult person. Go bless someone else today, and just try your best to just do something wonderful for someone unexpected. Okay. All right. With that being said, we're going to skip past this one. We're going to get right into it because I want to make sure we have enough time because this is actually a really awesome thing. And so I'm just going to kind of get into some of the stats. So agents using AI-powered repair estimations are saving about 5.5 hours per transaction on estimates and contract coordination alone. This is something that I think is kind of understated and overlooked. And I noticed a lot of times when agents are talking about the repair proposals, the repair estimates, the repair process, there's not much training and there's not much tools around that process. Would you guys agree? When you get to the repair stage of it, it's just you figuring it all out. Anybody agree with that? Drop a yes in the chat if you agree with that statement. I know for me, it's always been that way. I've coached thousands of agents. And when it comes to the repair stuff, it's just them versus everything else. The inspection report, right? I mean, everything. And it's a lot of work. Agents are earning an extra $365 per transaction through service provider referrals before the deal even closes. This is something really, really cool. Grant will get into it, but we're actually going to do an additional training next week on this where we'll dive deeper into what this means. And Grant, at any time, if I'm misstating something, make sure you correct me. And then the third part that we're going to kind of get into today is how sellers can access up to $75,000 in funds to cover the repairs, and they just pay it back at closing. For a lot of you, you might have clients who are like, I'd make the repairs, I just don't have the cash. Anybody relate to that? Anybody have clients who are like, listen, I want to fix up my house, I just don't have the cash. I can't do it, right? This puts them in a great position, and we'll get more into that as well. But something for you to remember is you are not a contractor, but you're typically expected to act like one. You're expected to know all of the things that how could you possibly know? But then remember, you can't actually go do the things or advise on the things because that's outside of your scope. So you need tools and resources and connections and vendors and everything like that to put everything together so that you can continue with the transaction. But something that Grant is very adamant about, and I'm very adamant about, is you shouldn't be spending half your week acting like a contractor. You should be able to get the things that you need and move to the next stage of the transaction as efficiently and effectively as possible. Okay. So a lot of this Grant is going to take over. Grant, I'm assuming you're probably going to want to share your screen a little bit and show some cool things. So you're going to do most of the talking here. I have bullets, but if you don't need them, I can just give you share screen and you can just kind of take it away. So you just tell me what you want to do. So I have this bullet and then we can move on, or you want to just take over, you can take over.
Yeah, probably better just let me take over so then I can walk people through and actually show them some stuff like
Boom.
how some of this works.
I figured we would do that. I know you got this under control.
Yeah, yeah. Well, dude, I thank you a ton for just giving me the floor for a few minutes. One of the things that I love about AI is not only is it making us all much more efficient, but I've noticed that all of the presentations that I've given are like minutes compared to hours. And I think that a lot of people are appreciating that. Even my presentations are faster now because it just made it all so much simpler to talk about. But I think I appreciate you asking some of the questions that you did. And it looks like a lot of you in the room are struggling this because it's a part of every single transaction. Somebody's going to buy a house, they got to get it inspected. Somebody's going to sell, they need all of the pre-inspection stuff done. Pre-inspection, sometimes just you walking around saying, let's fix that. And then they've got to go actually fix the stuff. So I'm going to walk you through a couple of stories. And I think you all are going to be able to relate to these. And just going to show you a really simple tool that you guys could all use and how that tool can save you up to 5.5 hours per transaction. So there's a tool. It's called I just call it the repair estimator. I don't have some crazy name for it. It's just a tool that is designed to give you estimates on repairs the minute that you need it instead of putting you in a position where you've got to wait. So what you can do is you can take pictures of certain things that you know you need to get fixed and just describe what you need done, and then you'll get an estimate for that. And then the second thing that you can do is you can upload an inspection report, and then it'll automatically parse out all the data in the inspection report, and then you can fix those things, get estimates for those things instantly, like in a minute instead of a week. Anything. I used this on a washer. Somebody just said, "Does it work for a dishwasher?" I used it on a washing machine last week, and the quote was accurate. So like this is amazing. Like, so I'm just going to talk about my own experience really quickly. Obviously, I'm biased because we built the tool, but 2.5, 3 weeks ago, I know that I'm going to be listing my house to sell. So I actively am in the process of selling my house. And I knew that there was going to be some stuff that I was going to need to fix. Windows, HVAC, fence, and landscaping were the big things that I knew I was going to need to take care of. And so I was sitting there like, oh crap, now I got to call these different vendors and get them out here and get them to come look at this stuff. And I was like, wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. I can just take pictures of this. I have my own tool. Like I can just go out and do this. So I went and took a picture of the HVAC system. I took a picture of the fence. I took a picture of the windows. Plus, I kind of had a general idea of how many windows I was going to need to replace. And then I took a picture of the landscaping. And I got quotes for all of it. And there was a couple of things I was like, well, maybe I think that the HVAC is a little low. The HVAC contractor came out spot on. And I was like, okay. I was like, I think that the windows are a little bit low. I've had three separate windows come out, and the person that we're going to end up getting to replace the windows, the estimation tool was literally spot on. And I'm just sitting here like, what an experience. But that's just like the half of it. So I took pictures of everything, loaded it into this tool that I'm going to show you guys how to use in just 1 second. Literally, it takes seconds. It's not a complicated thing. And then through the partnership that we've got with Notable, I was able to go click through, fill out their application. So end to end, this whole process took me 15 minutes. Taking pictures of everything, loading into the estimation tool, filling out the application with Notable. And in 15 minutes, I had unlocked $50,000 in unsecured credit that I could use to pay for every single repair that I knew that I was going to get done. And it was based off of the home's equity. It wasn't based on credit profile, although they do a soft pull just to make sure you're at 680 or better. They have an over 70% auto approval rate on unlocking the funds to take care of the report. And in 2026, everybody's got home equity that they can play with to help cover the cost of these repairs. And so I'm going to share the tool here in just a second. So you guys are asking like, how does it work? All this, I'm going to show you here in just 1 second, and then you all can have free access to it today so you can mess with it. But in 15 minutes, as a seller, I had a report for everything I know I needed to fix, how much it was going to cost, and access to capital that I could use to cover the cost of repairs with the APR is like 12.6 something percent. The monthly interest on only what I borrow is 1.67%. And it's unsecured. They don't put a lien on my house. They don't do any of that stuff. I just pay it back whenever the closing's done. I've got a balloon payment in 12 months basically from the day that I drew the funds initially. And I'm just sitting here like, what an unbelievable, like if a real estate agent had come to me and done this, like without me having this, I would have been blown away because in minutes I've got answers to questions, not days, weeks, or sometimes months and a lot of transactions. And then we went under contract in 24 hours, which was amazing. And the big thing is like they wanted to close in 60 days. We wanted to close in 30. So we sent over a counter offer. 4 minutes after the counter offer was signed, we got another offer that came for $30,000 more than the offer that we had accepted. So like kicking ourselves in the foot there. But during the inspection period, the windows came up and I knew I had an 860 buyer. So I was not willing to budge on repairs with the 830 buyer. And so they ended up falling out, which is totally fine because we had a backup. And so like, but I took the inspection report that I got back, loaded it into the estimation tool, and beyond the windows, I've only got like $5,000 worth of repairs that I need to take care of. And I'm just sitting here like, man, I've got access to all this information like this. I'm not waiting days, weeks, months, like in minutes. I've got insight that I need to negotiate with, to go decide, hey, I'm going to go fix these things with. I've already knocked out half the inspection list just myself because I'm capable of doing those things. But it's like, what an experience that I got to have in using this. So I call this the repair estimator. This is a tool that you can access through comarketing.com, which is my company. And Robert is going to give you guys a link here in just a minute. So don't like go look this up. Don't do any of that stuff. He's going to give you a link in just a second that you can use to try this for yourselves for free today. Like you guys can mess with this. But I want to show you how this works. So you pull open the comarketing.com link. This is a white labeled page. So this would actually have your logo in it, not mine. Like if you were using this, this would be your logo right here. I'm just showing you like an example page. So let's just use the first example, which is where I'm walking a house pre-list. I'm taking pictures of stuff. I come right here, say, okay, what's the zip code? We ask for the zip code because that's how you're able to get localized estimates for material and labor cost. This has worked no matter where I've done it in the US, and we have a lot of customers in Canada actually. So it's working in both countries very successfully. But let's say, okay, I have a picture I'm going to put that's just easy. Repair the drywall. I hate typing in public, so forgive me. I need to repair the drywall and paint
You got to
the.
use whisper flow, man.
Oh, dude, I just discovered that and I'm liking it a lot. So then I go here and I upload a picture of a drywall crack. It's like, okay, need to fix this and apply one coat of paint. It's a small 200 square foot bathroom. Okay, so all I'm doing, loading the description, putting a picture there, adding more context if I want to, and I can add multiple photos if I want. But then I click get estimate for photo. So what it's going to do is we're using AI to analyze the image. We're using a series of APIs and databases to pull labor estimates and material estimates. And in a couple of minutes, I've now got an understanding of, okay, here's what it's going to cost to fix the drywall repair. I'm going to blow this up so everybody can see it. Here's what it's going to cost to fix the drywall repair. Here's what it's going to cost to paint the bathroom. And these are accurate for my area. Like I know that they're accurate for my area. So it's like, okay, it's going to cost between roughly 500, 550 bucks to get this fixed for these two things. That's fixing the big drywall crack and painting the entire bathroom. And it's like, okay, well, Grant, I don't know. I think that's a little high. Okay. You can come in here and just add more context to the description of what's needing to be done. Add more photos if you want and reprice the item. And it will change the cost up or down based off the context that you add. So then it's like, okay, cool. I need money to cover the cost of this. I just click this button, partnership with Notable. Every one of you have access to this that use this tool. So your seller can go through, they can fill out this form, and they can unlock up to $75,000 in unsecured funds that they can use to cover the cost of repairs. And Notable says, look, cover your prep, cover your moving, cover whatever. Like that's literally got it right here in the description. Use it for whatever it is that you need to take care of so that you can sell your house for more money. And then it's like, okay, now that I know I know what I got to get fixed, and I now have money to pay for the repairs, or maybe you've already got cash, you don't need a Notable thing, that's fine. Now I need to connect with a service provider that can do the work. So if you yourself already have a preferred vendor that you've partnered with through comarketing.com, this is a discussion we're going to have next week as far as like how to actually get paid for all these repairs. You can come in here and say, okay, I'm not going to use any of these guys, but we're going to automatically list service providers that can do the work based off of what's in the repair estimation tool. So it's like, okay, I heard this company is really good. I'm going to request the service. So I can enter their information. I can select which repairs I want them to do. If I only want them to take care of the paint and I'm going to get somebody else to do the drywall, that's fine. I can type out an email if I want to, and then I can click send. What we are going to do is we are actually going to reach out to the service provider on your behalf and say, hey, Robert's asked us to reach out to you because we have some painting work we need on 123 Main Street. Can you please come out and give us an estimate? Here's what we think it's going to cost. Here's a picture of the repairs. Here's all this stuff. So like we will actually do this stuff for you. And if you're like, hey, I don't see anybody on this list that I want to use, I want to invite my own person. Cool. Enter their information, enter their phone number, same details. Send the information. And then here in a couple of days, this is actually going to be connected to another AI feature that we've put together called Partner Finder. And we will actually use an omni-channel AI bot that we built for you that will call, text, and email the provider for you and say, hey, we have a service at 123 Main Street. So it's actually going to be calling them and talking to them. We've gone through vigorous testing on this for the last 6 weeks, and it's nuts. So within minutes, I can get insight to what it's going to cost to fix this stuff. Let's say you go to the seller's house, you take a bunch of pictures, you got like 12 things in this. I can just send them a report. I can copy this link and text it to them, or I can send them an email and they're going to get this in a report. And then I can unlock money that I need to cover the cost of repairs. And then I can connect with service providers that actually come out and do the work. All of this in just like one unique experience. And it happens in minutes, not days, weeks, or hours. We did a deep study on this, like a deep, deep study on this. You all spend an average of 5.5 hours per transaction doing this stuff that you can now literally do in minutes. If you are just an okay real estate agent, your income, your value per hour is like $140 per hour. Okay, so if you're spending 5 hours doing something, you're spending $500+ in potential commission. Like, I can't focus on that because I have to go do this stuff. Now it's like, okay, I just spent 5 minutes on the repairs, and I can spend the other 5 hours and 25 minutes on getting more customers, getting more clients, getting more buyers, getting more sellers. And so this is a massive, massive, massive time savings. Now I'm going to go back here just a second because I want to show you the inspection report. So now I'm going to do the same thing with an inspection report. So all I have to do is go back to this page and click upload inspection report. I'm going to upload an inspection report for a rental property and click analyze. So it's the same thing. We're going to use AI. We're going to scrape all of the data in the inspection report. You're gonna scrape all the data, and then it's gonna parse out all of the information, and then it's gonna price what it's gonna cost to fix all the items on the inspection report. I know for a fact this takes a long time. Like, it takes a ton of coordination. I got to call Joe. I got to call Tony. I got to call Sarah. I got to call this person. I got to get them to come out to the house. Sometimes I got to go out to the house and meet them because the seller's not available or whatever the reason might be. This stuff takes time. And what this does is, in a matter of a few minutes, literally, like we're at 39 seconds right now, you have access to all of this information. So that did that in about 45 seconds. And then look, all of the data, missing downspout extensions, vegetation in contact with the house, like all of these items were parsed out of the inspection, and it's pricing. It's giving a range. We give a range on purpose. That's just for protection, for your protection. We also give disclaimers in this. Estimates are informational, et cetera. So that way people know, like, they should verify this through a third party if they need to. But if I'm looking at any one of these items, I'm sitting here, like, I'm trying to find one that's like unreasonable. So then I can, okay, Deckwood has advanced deterioration. Okay, so let's say that this is not as big of a deal as they think. I can add context and then reprice the item. It's taking it from 765 down to 128 to 255. So I just added context because it's like, oh, that's not really accurate. And then boom, boom, boom. Now it's repricing the item. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's more accurate. So I can go through this inspection report in a couple of minutes And then if I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, well, I would have one person come out and do all of this work or some of this work. I can group the items and I can say, okay, I want to lump this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing. I want to lump together all the contractor stuff. Okay, looks like I got it. I can group those 11 items, can name it, create a group. Boom. All the items are now grouped together. So then it's like it's repricing it as a grouping of work versus like one person coming out and doing each job. So then when I come over here and I want to connect with service providers, let's say I've got to connect with a contractor who can do the work. I can send over the entire grouping of work instead of just sending one item at a time. So that's why we did that. But then I go back to the repairs. So I look at all of these items. I've got the group together items, and then I've got everything else. Same process. If your seller wants to fix stuff, they can, in the middle of a transaction, they can unlock funding from Notable to take care of it. If we're going to connect with providers, click the connect with providers button. It's going to pull a list of people that are in the area. If you've got your own service providers that you want to come out and do the work, you can select all the work, or you can select only the matching work for whatever service provider you're going to have come out there. And so like this entire experience is designed to save you an enormous amount of time. But I'm going to show you what we do on the back of this. And this is what Robert and I are going to talk about a little bit more next week. So this is a dummy account. So there's not a lot of information in here, but I'm going to go to the estimates portion of this. So you can see that we have this inspection reports now preloaded right here. And there's roughly $7,000 worth of work. Now, right here, providers reached. Like what we're doing with this is we're actually helping you monetize the referrals that you send out to service providers that are going to come out and do the work. So if you got a contractor, I showed you like $3,000 worth of work. If you got a contractor that's come out and do that work, I want you to make $300 for sending that lead to that contractor. And you're sitting here saying, well, hold on. Can I do that? Yes. RESPA regulates 4 industries. It regulates anybody that is attached to the settlement. Typically, that's 4 industries: mortgage, title, insurance, and home warranty. It does not regulate moving, roofing, painting, electrical, handyman services, HVAC, plumbing, flooring, cleaning companies. These are all categories for you guys that you can monetize the referral when you send it over. Now, I say a lead instead of a referral typically, but I'm trying to use your language here. But if I send a lead to the contractor that's going to come out and do all of this work, I want to make roughly 5 to 10% of what he charges, and I want to get paid up front. So if I send a lead to a service provider, I want him to pay me $300 the minute I send the lead over. And then he's going to follow up with the customer, and he's going to reach out to them, and he's going to go confirm them, and he's going to do the work. This is totally legal, totally compliant. And the partnerships that we put together with people like you, unbelievably profitable for the home service provider. Right now, and I've been doing this for about 3 years, the average the average home service provider is converting 48.6% of the leads they get from their real estate partners. 48.6. I've never in my life heard of that, nor have I talked to anybody in the lead gen space that has heard of that. Guess what the average rate of return is for the home service provider? 1,370%. You all make countless investments to be in real estate. You buy leads, you put systems in place, technology, team, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And my belief is that we are giving away our most valuable asset, which is our data, our database, our leads, our referrals, our contacts, and our connections to everybody else in the local marketplace. For what? Well, I've talked to home service providers like, well, I just go out there and do a good job. I expect you to do a good job. What are you talking about? That's not a unique value proposition. That's stupid. Of course you're going to do a good job, or you're never going to get a referral from me again. No. You're going to pay me commensurate to the value that I provide to this relationship. Why does everybody else in the world get to benefit except realtors? Oh, well, you get a commission check. Yeah, and I got to pay my broker splits, and I got to pay to advertise this place, and I got to pay my taxes, and I got to pay for my team, and I got to pay for my technology. This is a legal compliant way for you all to get paid twice on every single transaction. And oh, by the way, if the deal doesn't close, you still got paid for sending the lead over. So sometimes it's the only way you can make money on a real estate transaction. But the estimation tool is a massive unlock for you because it saves you a ton of time and it creates an enormous amount of work that you can send out to service providers. And me, Grant, I will actually set up a ton of partnerships for you. And again, I'm trying to save a little bit of that because Robert and I are going to go into it next week, but I've already got partners, home service providers that are willing to pay you, most likely in your market. I know for a fact we've got some national partnerships that are already there, already ready. That's not the purpose of my being here today. Is to show you guys a simple tool using AI that'll allow you to save up to 5.5 hours per transaction. And so what I would say to Robert is like, whenever you get a chance, Robert can drop a link in the Zoom chat. You all just go try this. Go create an account. It does not cost you a penny to create an account. Go create an estimate. Take a picture of something in your house that you know needs to be fixed. I'm sure some of you on here have an inspection report right now that you're like, oh, okay, I want to see if this works. Upload an inspection report to it. Go create an account, play around with the inspection report, see just how much money, how much, some of the repairs are going to cost. But then also kind of think about this as like, you could be earning 5 to 10% of whatever the repair value is on every single house that you go to sell from here on out. Somebody needs the windows fixed, you can make money from that. Somebody needs the roof repaired, you can make money from that. Somebody needs the floors repaired, you can make money from that. As a business person, your goal is to monetize in every way that you can. This is a way that does not distract you from your business. It actually helps you do more business. Some people go get side hustles. They drive Uber, they sell this, they do this, they do this. No. This is a way that you could start bringing in hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, like many, many, many agents and teams that are now using comarketing.com all across North America, that helps you create stability in your business, cash flow stability, so that you can go and grow in a big way. Use the estimation tool to save a ton of time. If nothing else, save a ton of time that you get back that allows you to focus more on revenue generating activities, which is going to allow you to increase, obviously, the number of clients that you guys serve. So, Robert, I'll kind of turn it back over to you. Open it up
Yeah.
to anybody's got any questions or anything like that. Obviously, I'm pretty passionate about this. This is a very exciting
Dude,
thing, I think,
this is
for,
so, oh my gosh. Like
yeah,
I'm kind of like I'm like fanboying right now over this because it's like I can tell you are passionate, but I can tell you actually took the time to figure this out. And we go back a little bit now
yeah.
and watching where all of this began, right? And then where it is now, I can just see like literally I didn't even think about it and I'm hitting myself over the head right now because last week I just did all the stuff that you just said and I totally oh my gosh, and I'm sitting here being like, why didn't I use what Grant? I am a fool. Guys, please don't be a fool. I literally had flooring, cleaning, painting, drywall, junk removal. I need to slap myself. But like, okay, I dropped the link by the way, so I don't forget. Guys, I dropped the link.
What you should do, Robert, is because you probably have estimates for a lot of these things now, is you
Yeah.
should go load all of those things into the estimation tool and just see how the estimation tool compares to
Oh,
the actual estimates you got
that's a great idea.
and share the story with everybody here. Because I've had numerous people do this now. We work with the Ashton Real Estate Group in Nashville, obviously one of the top real estate
Yep.
teams in the world. And that's what Deborah Beagle did. She's the CEO of that company. She's like, well, I took an inspection report on a project that we just finished because I wanted to test it. I wanted to see how accurate it was. And she's like, the roof was accurate. This was accurate. This was accurate. This was accurate.
That's
And then
what
she called
all of
me.
you guys should do that. I'm going to do it. All of you guys should do that too, so that before you ever recommend it to a client, you went and showed the accuracy of it.
You went and used it yourself. And
Yeah,
she
that's a
called me
great
last
idea.
week. She's like, okay, I've got an HVAC thing that I need taken care of and a washing machine because I saw somebody else ask about dishwashers earlier. I was like, cool, just take a picture of the washing machine label, describe what you need fixed. And the quote she got back from the estimation tool was like 172 bucks. The person that came out and did the repair charged her 115, 125, I think. She was like, it was spot on. She was like, it didn't end up being a big deal. She was like, it was amazing because I loaded the picture in the app. My appliance guy wasn't answering the phone. So
Hmm.
it just connected me with another appliance company that could do the work. And all of that was just problem solved in minutes rather than waiting a day or two for somebody to get back to her. She needed to get a quote. She needed to pass that back to the person. No, she passed back what the estimated cost was going to be to the person that owned the property. They they had it fixed literally in a day. You should try it, like test it,
Yeah,
stress test it, like put
I'm
all kinds of
sold.
stuff in there.
Oh my gosh. I mean, and your presentation, I'm just like, I was just in it, dude. It just brings me so much joy. Guys, on the link I sent you, by the way, if you scroll down, there'll be the button that says try repair estimator free.
Yep.
Um, that's where you just click that. And then I seriously go and try all of this out. We'll get some questions. Trina already got a question. And we have a couple other that I'll bring up that were in the chat that we'll revisit too in just a second. But definitely take the time to go do that. Do your own house if you want to. If you don't have an immediate need, just go check for yourself. So, with that being said, let's get into a couple of the questions I saw. So, Trina asked, "Are the vendors vetted slash licensed?"
Yeah, that's a really good question. So I know Trina also you asked if you have your own service providers, how do you add them? And that's something that you absolutely can do. Let me show you. I'm going to go back to that screen really fast. So if you have your own provider, you just invite your own vendor right here, and then you can add their information and you can send them whatever repairs you're wanting to send them. Um, Anytime that we are using the auto search functionality, we have a bit of an algorithm for this. We're looking for highest rated, highest reviewed service providers in an area. So typically, we're not going to get like Jim Bob the plumber that's got a truck and charges $30 for all the work that he does. Like we're only going to show the highest rated, highest reviewed service providers in a particular area. And then if we're putting partnerships together where you guys are actually wanting to partner together because you want to refer them a bunch of business, none of those things happen without you, Trina, saying, I like this person. I want to partner with them. Like you have to sign off on every single partnership that gets put together. And so, yes, all of the vendors are vetted, all of them are licensed, all of them are insured. And then, as well, you have the final say on anybody that you're going to send any leads or referrals to. And then I see that the second question down there is, do you have an app? We will have our app live by the end of 2026. We just finished some major functionality. Um,
It's not an easy process to get a
No, but we will have the app before the end of 26. Everything right
awesome.
now though is mobile optimized, so anybody can use the platform on their phone. You just have to log in through Safari through the app, or not through the app, but through the browser.
Perfect. And then I answered another question, but you can tell me if I had it right. James asked, who reaches out to Notable for the loan?
Typically, whenever somebody's going to go apply for Notable, like the client is going to apply for that. I don't recommend that you do that at all ever. You just share a link with the client, and then they can go through and they can apply on their own. I didn't talk to anybody at Notable. Like obviously, I talked to them to put a partnership together, but as a seller, when I was going through to unlock funding to use to cover the cost of repairs, I didn't have a conversation with anybody. I just went through the application process, and within a few minutes, I was approved and the funding was unlocked and I connected my bank account. And it was just something that happened. Like I said, they have an over 70% auto approval process. If an application needs reviewed, Notable would then reach directly out to the client and ask clarifying questions or ask for more information.
So I got a quick question. It's actually I don't want to spoil anything for next week, but I can't not ask. So can I bring like partners to you? So not vendors, but like brokerages, big teams. Does that work under the earn process as well?
What do you mean?
Because there's like you can refer people to the client. But like, let's say I went to a brokerage because this is incredible, and there, I mean, anybody not using this is really just shooting themselves in the foot because
Hmm.
I'll admit your presentation is infinitely better than the first video you sent me. The first video you sent me, this is a compliment, right? Because
Yeah.
we all get better. The first video, I thought it was just going to be a quick report, and those kind of things have sort of existed in the space, but this is so much more. And now I'm like, I've got to get it out there. Like,
Yeah.
I've got.
Yeah, no, if you recommend other agents and teams and brokerages to the comarketing.com platform, we have a three-tiered rev share program that is about to convert into a five-tier rev share program. And so we have a rev share program very similar to some of the tools that you guys are probably familiar with that different
Okay.
cloud-based
I'll,
brokerages.
I'll I'll ping you offline.
Yeah.
I got work to do, bro.
Yeah.
Guys, okay, I need some feedback too. Have you guys, can anybody relate to any value that they see in the process? Because what I'm also seeing is how incredibly efficient and effective you will look to your listing when you
Hmm.
can take a picture and then get an estimate. And then you can tell them, don't worry about the cash up front. When you can just walk into listings with like this, those are real fears. This isn't magical something idea over here that might be relevant. These are real problems and real fears. They know they have things they need to fix. For any of you who are consistently in listing appointments, how often do they go, yeah, and I know this. I know this needs to be fixed. And well, we might need to look at this. Do you think this is going to be a problem? Anybody? If you're doing listings, your hand should be up. If you are
Hmm.
doing listings, your hand should be up. Those people, they are talking to you. These are real legitimate concerns. And the solution is often, well, we'll figure it out. This is so much more direct.
Hmm.
This is, don't worry. I have a planned process. Let me show you even. I would incorporate this as part of my listing presentation, just to be clear, guys, because what happens is when you start to immediately James, when you start to immediately solve problems right away, let me help you to understand this. This is very very important in how you win listings. Okay, so you're getting a quick listing demonstration as well. When you're in a listing appointment, you should not be presenting things all the time. Most of it should be action that engages and involves them and moves them forward with you without them even realizing it. You're just solving problems right away. So when you use this in a listing appointment, what you're going to be able to do is just let's say Felicia and I'm the agent and she is the one I'm on a listing appointment with. Instead of me telling at some point I'm going to fix things and help her solve problems, I'm going to be showing her in real time how we're fixing this and what we can do and addressing fears and concerns. And what's actually happening mentally is that Felicia is buying in on my services immediately. She's buying in because I'm actually solving the problems. Everybody promises the world. But for you guys to show up and immediately say, this, no problem, here's what we're doing with it. And, oh, well, I don't have the $5,000. I know it needs to be fixed, but I can't. I just went through this with another client. And to be able to go, don't worry about it. I told you, I got this covered. We got this. I have a plan. They're going to buy in because the agents that are coming in, right, they don't have these solutions or they're a lot more complicated or disjointed or they don't make sense. So I'm serious, guys. Get in there, use this, and add it to your listing presentations. I'm going to go and do this a little bit too. And I guarantee you, I'm going to come back to you guys with a new training in a month or two where I show you how I use this to win more listings. Um, there's
Yeah.
just no way you wouldn't use this.
And I think what I
Okay.
would also say is this is a
Yes.
relatively new tool. Like this is a relatively new tool. So what does that mean for everybody here? Your early adopters, you get
Mm-hmm.
to provide, it creates an incredibly unique experience that nobody else in your market likely is providing. And I think that's always something that I try to look at is like, what can I use that's going to create a wowing experience? I was wowed by it and like, it's my tool. Like I built it, but then I used it. I'm, over here giddy like a schoolgirl. Like, so I'm like, this is amazing. Like, I would have had to go through this process and this process and this process and this process. No, no, no. This is like a super simple AI hack that you guys can use, but it makes you look unbelievable to your seller because it creates such a unique experience that
Yeah.
nobody else in your market is providing right now. And that's something that I think you should definitely pay attention to for sure.
And just save yourself time, guys. Like you should always be saving yourself time.
Well,
You
I
should
think
always.
everybody like go through the math right now. What's your revenue divided by your hours worked on a monthly basis? You're probably making 100 to 300 to $500 an hour. So if you're saving up to 5.5 hours per transaction, that's a lot of money. It's not, it's
That's
a
a
lot of
lot of
time.
money.
Some people I talk to literally sell 100 houses a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's a ton of time that they can use to guess what?
I got phone calls to make, Grant.
Sell
You don't even
150
know.
hours, or sell 150 houses a year, 200 houses a year. It's like time is the thing that we all want to get back. I've been feeling lazy lately, and I'm not. I'm not a lazy person. Like I'm up early,
You're
work
not.
out, do the thing.
Yeah.
I work.
Cold
But
showers.
AI has just created so much efficiency in my life. We're doing 10 times the amount of work that I was doing a year ago. And then we're also doing it in a fraction of the time. So like I've had some blank space in my calendar lately. I'm like, what's going on? Like, am I lazy? Like, what's happening? Like, am I not doing enough? Like, but then I look at like our output and it's like, oh, we're doing like 10 times more than we've ever done before. And it's like,
Yeah.
what's happening? And I think the AI is just creating so many efficiencies. And that's our goal here is just to help you create efficiency in a way that can change your life, change your business. And I think if you use this tool to date, to right now, since we've been on, I've seen one person, just so you know, Robert, one person from this training has created their account so far. One. And there's excluding me and you, like there's a couple dozen people that have been on here. And so I would just encourage you all to take action. Don't don't miss this. Like don't miss
I
the
dropped
boat
the
on
link
something
again.
that can
I,
so
what
easily
it was is they
transform
were
your
so
business.
enthralled with the what was happening
Yeah.
that they forgot to click the link. Guys, listen, click the link, please. I cannot even, I don't normally say stuff like this, but there's just no way you can't not use this. You have to use this. You have to go because you need to go. I knew it was you. Was it you, Felicia, who had already signed up?
Yes.
I figured it was you.
Yep.
You fast. And that's why you're growing fast too. But like guys, there's no way you shouldn't be more efficient and effective for your clients, right?
100%.
My let me give you a reverse question. Why wouldn't you do this and offer this to your clients? Why wouldn't you? Tell me a better alternative. Listen, I've looked for them. I've looked for them. I'd be using it right now. I would have used it last week had I known Grant to the extent that you were doing. But I can't find an alternative. This is the only one. I would have brought them in on a training if there was someone else.
Hmm.
I would have. You guys know I don't hold the good stuff. I share it with everyone. Why wouldn't you give this to your clients? You don't want to do the earn and referral stuff? Fine. Fine. Whatever. Go and serve your clients better. Save yourself time. I don't care how you use the time, just get your time back. Be more efficient, be more effective, be clearer. Give your clients access to funds that they will need. We're seeing homes sit longer. We know this. And then we're seeing homes taking or people owning their home longer. Do you know what that means? More repairs over time. And then Grant, this is a question I had. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, can someone, aside from the notable, you can explain that more in a second, but aside from the notable side of things, can I use this for clients who are not selling their home and they just want to do repairs?
Yeah, you can use it for anybody.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
because a
Yeah.
notable, it sounds like, is based off of the pending closing and things like that,
Hmm.
which makes sense. Most of those loans are built that way. But aside from that, so guys, over the course of follow up, when you have past clients, even one of the biggest things you should do, and we do for free, is we often just, oh, you need a good plumber? Yeah, I got a guy. Let me help you. We do a lot of extra work for free after we get paid. And we do this. Yes, we do it because we're good people, sure. But we also do this because we need to stay top of mind. And I also know that if I don't help Grant and another real estate agent finds him the plumber, that will build trust with that other agent and not me. And I don't want to lose Grant's business. So I'm going to do all of this free work for Grant over the course of him owning a home. But now it changes. Now there is an incentive beyond just retaining the client. There's an incentive for me to be able to, and we'll talk more about that next week, but I hope you guys are picking up on this.
Well, I think the other thing is important to mention is like we're in the process of storing this data for you. So whenever, and we're not storing the data so that we can go do something else with it. Like you all are building your own version of an Angie's list here, really. Because imagine a scenario where somebody uses the estimation tool in the example that you just gave, Robert, and then they get a quote for plumbing. Well, then we can send you a push notification in 45 days. Hey, you need to reach out to Robert. Did they get the plumbing done? Was Joe
Oh,
Smith able to take care of the plumbing? I know that you were looking at this type of a repair. Why would you want to do that? because it communicates like just how valuable you are to them. Like you're paying attention. You can see this. You got a push notification. I need to follow up with them on the plumbing. But then what do I do at the back of the plumbing? Do you know anybody else that's thinking about buying or selling a house right now? You're going to squeeze out a ton more referrals. And so
Absolutely.
there's a reason that we are storing that data for you. It's so that you can, let's say you've got 50 clients that have you've run an estimations for. It's like, how many triggers can we push out to you so you know when to reach back out to these people to talk to them about their hot water heater or their roof
That's
or their this thing
incredible.
or their that thing. And
That's
that
genuinely
also
incredible.
adds to the experience that you're going to get to have.
Hey, look at that. James, Marquina, Felicia.
A
Now
few
we
more
got
have come
three.
through now. Yeah, yeah, we've got
Yeah,
James,
you guys know.
Steve,
Okay, let's go.
Marquina, Eddie Castillo. You guys are awesome. I'm really excited about our training next week because,
I'm excited too.
like, if you thought this was cool, like next week, it's even just like a little bit cooler.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a message after this, Grant, because I got some stuff that I need to.
Yeah, yeah,
I need. You know me.
yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. Any last questions before I let Grant go? And you guys are gonna go and test everything out, and then post in the Facebook group, the Agent Alliance Facebook group, please. Um, and I want to see. And remember, if it's inaccurate, that's okay too. Just tag Grant and myself in the post. We just want whatever you get. Okay, whatever you get, just share it with us. Share it with others too. Um, we, I'm in full support of this because our industry needs it. Our industry needs tools like this. This is what AI is supposed to be doing for real estate agents, enhancing our capabilities, making us better and more efficient at how we serve others. Makina, I'm so glad you made it too. This is your first time too. What a great first time. Um, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm just going to brag on Grant real quick. There are few people like him in this industry. And Grant, I've been telling you from day one, pretty much no matter what you do, I'm going to support you because I
Hmm.
see the care and the passion, and there's not enough people like you in our industry who are actually trying to solve real problems for real agents instead of the fake garbage guru stuff or the here's a product that doesn't actually really work. I can see the care. And that's why you get some of you guys don't know this. You don't know who you're talking to right now. Grant has some of the biggest team leaders in the world that bring him to places to coach, to train, to support, to teach. And he's here with you today for free. I don't make enough this is all free. So Grant does it for free. Blessing you. But there's a reason why these massive team leaders, Gary Ashton's a great example, number one Remax team in the world, who pours into Grant because Grant pours into him, right? Steve, this is a weekly call. Every week we've got amazing guests. I personally vet every single person who comes in. If they are not great, they don't make it on the call and they don't make it into the newsletter on Fridays. I should probably give you the newsletter sign up link. I don't have that ready. Um, and so like I can't stress enough, guys. You should also just follow whatever Grant's doing because he's just going to keep creating great things for our industry, improving whatever it is. And he's a great person to follow. I follow Grant literally just because I know he's fixing real problems and I want to be the first one to have the solution. Like I'm selfish like that. So truly, Grant, I can't thank you enough. I'm so like excited right now because I love seeing these problems being fixed. This is a real problem. I just can't stop saying it. So, any last questions, guys? We got like 2 more minutes. I'm gonna get the email sign up uh link for you guys. But drop the questions in the chat. And also, if you just have some love and praise for Grant, if you're grateful that he's here, if there's something that just wowed you and you just want to share that, drop it in the chat. Um, I always believe in just sharing the good stuff and asking questions. And so drop it in the chat. I'm gonna go get that link. I have it somewhere. I know I do.
Well, I'll just sign off too. I just wanted to thank you all again for having me here today. I really appreciate it. And I'm excited about next week. You guys should get in there and try the estimation tool so that by next week you can come in and say, well, I tried it for this or I tried it for that. Next week, I'm going to show you how to get paid twice on every transaction. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to get partners to come in and start paying you for a lot of the influence you guys have with clients. So I appreciate you all a ton. And Robert, I'm going to check out. I'll see y'all soon.
Thank you, Grant. I appreciate you,
See ya.
brother. Guys, I'm dropping the link in the chat. Misa's not here. She's normally the one who sets up all of this stuff for me, so I am much slower today. I was like setting up like the Facebook live stream and it wasn't working, I was like, dang. Okay. Um, so thanks for your patience too. EC just got your license 2 weeks ago. Man, congrats. Wow. I'll tell you what, EC, you have stumbled upon one of the true legitimate trainings out there because I don't sell coaching and I don't sell courses and I give everything away for free every week. For those of those who are regulars, you guys know that and can testify. I just give and I give and I give because God has blessed me with an amazing career in real estate that I definitely don't deserve. And I just pay it forward and just give and give. And I bring the best people ever that you could ask for. In this. So, EC, I hope you come back every week. I hope you're blessed by the guests that we bring in and the trainings that we do. We have truly incredible people. Markina, good to see you. Yeah, have a good one. Guys, check out the Repair Estimator. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find my newsletter sign up link. Um, we have like 2,000 agents on it, but Misa always posts the link. Tay, yes, the recording will be posted as long as I didn't mess it up. I think I got it right. So it will be posted, and then we'll share it in the newsletter. What I'm trying to do is remember where my newsletter sign up is. um, Thank you, Faisa. I normally don't do all this. What's funny is like I'm the one who taught Misa how to do it, but then it's been years since I've had to do it. And then I had to go in and like remember all the links and the logins and all of that. So very humbling. And then you guys will be very happy when Misa's back because she's amazing. So I love it. I have the sign up link. I just don't. Yeah, I just don't remember where I put it. What's funny is I was like prepping for this and then I couldn't remember where I put it. So, um, what I'll do is here's what I'll do instead. I do have the link to our Facebook group where we post everything, including the replay. So let me just give you guys the link for the newbies here. Here's the link to our Facebook group. Again, we don't sell anything. It's free to join, whatever. Jump into the Facebook group. You'll have this live recording. Um, and then I'll do newsletter stuff and I'll share everything in there. So that's a quick solution because I can't find the newsletter um, thing. Okay. So thank you for your patience, guys, with my technical stuff that I totally forgot. I look forward to seeing you next week. This is very, very exciting. I can't wait for next week when we show you like that. Yeah, Tay got you. Steve got you. Yeah, jump into the Facebook group. Feel free to say hi and introduce yourself. Um, I'll send the newsletter sign up link in there as well. As soon as I find it, I will find it. And then for those who joined late, we're ending right now, but we'll get you the recordings. We'll get you everything. I know a couple joined right at the end. Um, and you're definitely gonna not want to miss it. Yeah. So as you can see in the chat. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I appreciate you all. I can't wait to see what happens with the estimators and stuff. Drop them in that Facebook group. I really, really want to see it. I want to see how accurate they are and like how you respond to them. If you can use them with a client, how does your client respond to them? Really excited for that. And I'll see you next week. So, bye.